Hello students, today we are going to learn about the fascinating world of water and how human activity can have both positive and negative impacts on groundwater and surface water in a watershed. Let's start by understanding what a watershed is. A watershed is an area of land where all the water that falls onto it drains into a common body of water, such as a river, lake, or ocean. It's like a natural funnel that collects and channels water into a specific location. Groundwater is the water stored beneath the Earth's surface in aquifers, while surface water is the water found on the Earth's surface in rivers, lakes, and oceans. Both groundwater and surface water are essential sources of fresh water for drinking, agriculture, and industry. Human activity can have both positive and negative influences on groundwater and surface water in a watershed. For example, the construction of wells and irrigation systems can provide access to clean drinking water and support agriculture. However, excessive water use for irrigation can deplete groundwater resources and lead to water scarcity. Pollution from agricultural runoff, industrial waste, and urban development can contaminate groundwater and surface water, making it unsafe for human consumption and harming aquatic ecosystems. This pollution can include chemicals, heavy metals, and nutrients that can have long-lasting effects on water quality. As we explore the impacts of human activity on water resources, it's important to consider the concept of systems and system models. A watershed is a complex system made up of interconnected components that interact with each other. By understanding how these components work together, we can better understand the impacts of human activity on water resources. Another important concept to consider is stability and change. Human activity can disrupt the natural balance of a watershed, leading to changes in water quality, quantity, and ecosystem health. By studying these changes, we can work towards finding solutions to protect and preserve our water resources for future generations. Now, let's look at some specific examples of how human activity can influence groundwater and surface water in a watershed. For instance, the use of fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture can leach into groundwater and surface water, causing nutrient pollution and harmful algal blooms. These blooms can deplete oxygen levels in the water, harming aquatic life. Urban development can also impact water resources in a watershed. The construction of roads, buildings, and parking lots can increase impervious surfaces, preventing rainwater from soaking into the ground and recharging groundwater supplies. This can lead to increased runoff, erosion, and flooding in the watershed. However, there are ways in which human activity can have positive influences on water resources. The restoration of wetlands and riparian buffers can help filter pollutants from runoff, recharge groundwater, and provide habitat for wildlife. Conservation practices such as rainwater harvesting and water recycling can also reduce water consumption and protect water resources. In conclusion, human activity can have both positive and negative influences on groundwater and surface water in a watershed. By understanding these impacts and working towards sustainable solutions, we can protect and preserve our water resources for future generations. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of water science. Let's discuss and brainstorm ideas on how we can make a positive impact on our environment.